Hey everybody, this is Tom again in Western North Carolina. Anyways, I'm working on this seat. Anyways, I told you in the last video it took 117 yards of this fiber rush to do this chair. But when I start in on a chair, I do not measure out 117 yards. I just make one of those spools of rush and I just guess at that. And there's been a lot of times in the old days or that I would get a big bundle of it and it would be about a third of the chair. But for some reason lately I haven't been getting as big of a bundle. And you can see right here, there's a knot right there. That bundle I had in the previous video, that's how far I made it to there. And then I got another bundle, maybe not quite as big as that one. And I have got to here, and I've got a little bit of it left. And, I'm just going around and round, over the rung, up in the middle. Over the rung, up in the middle. Over the rung, up in the middle. As your bundle gets smaller, it's easier to pull it up here in the middle. This hole here in the middle eventually gets too small for you to get your bundle through it. But it hasn't happened yet on this chair. So anyways, there I got around 3 posts. And that's what I usually do. I go around 3 posts. And one of the reasons I just go around 3 posts is that when I go to tighten it up, like I'm doing right now, now watch this. This one here, every time I need to move that string right there over a little bit. I've been reaching under here with this hand and pushing it over. But that inside corner, all those strings in that corner, they all have to be touching each other. That's one way to describe it. You can't leave any gaps. You can't leave any gaps right here at this corner. All those strings got to be touching each other. And one of the things that makes this particular chair seat, if you're critiquing them, look good is if these lines are straight, not all wobbly. So anyways, at some point, like right about now, there's gaps, there's holes under here. See, I can get my hand in there. Traditionally with natural rush, you would just stuff those full of leaves. The rush leaves, cattail leaves or bulrush, whatever you're using, you just stuff them in there. Now in modern times, which I think I am in and you're in, I personally use cardboard, and cardboard is what every seat like this that I've ever taken apart to reseat has had cardboard in it. And so anyways, right about now, you can't put the cardboard in too early, but you can, if you wait too long, you can't get it in because these spaces, these in-between spaces get too small and you can't get it in. So right about now is a good time to stop and put it in. So what I do is I get a piece of cardboard, and nowadays I use what I call double thick cardboard. It's two layers of corrugation. But anyways, I get a piece like this that's about from here to here wide. And that's my starting point. And I line it up. I'm lining it up right about here where I think I can get it in. You can't get it here, but right here, see that? And you can never get it all the way out to the corner either. So you got to come in from the corner there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 or 7 wraps in from the corner, and then over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make a mark there, and then see where it is up here. You know, see where that line would come up, something like that. And then take my little cardboard cutting knife. Cut that like that. Cut that like that. So there you got a piece like that. I think that piece will fit in there pretty good. Now, once you've cut that piece, you cut another piece just exact. You can use this for a pattern and cut another piece like that, and I've already done that. Here's my other piece. Those are my pieces for the front. And then you could use this same piece, and you need to cut 2 pieces that will fit in the back. And so I've already cut those 2 pieces, one for the top and one for the bottom. And then you also need to cut a piece for the side. Mark about there, about like that. My piece is going to fit about like that. I think it'll go in. Now this piece here, you need 4 of these. 1 for this side, or 2 for this side and 2 for this side. And so I've already cut them also. So how you put them in is you just, that's with the grain of the cardboard. The grain is the long way here. Just put it in like that. Bend it. And push it down in like that. Put the back piece in while I've got it right here. And the reason you put this cardboard in is just to take up this space so the seat doesn't collapse, and it also helps transfer, I guess it helps transfer the stress of the seat from the top to the bottom. So there, all the pieces are in the top. Now I'm going to turn this chair over and do the bottom. And I'm telling you that this is the first time that I've looked at the bottom of this seat since I started weaving it. I have not turned this chair over, but there it is. There's the bottom. There's a little bump right there where that first knot is. And here's my knot from when I tied the 2 pieces together. And that's just a square knot. And you notice where it is, it's going to be completely hidden. And here's, you can see some of my string loops. So let's see, I'll put one of these side pieces in. Let's see. Another thing that this cardboard does and this stuffing does, if for any reason your wraps aren't real even with each other, and they're bumpy, some are looser than others and stuff. This sort of evens them up, kind of takes up some space and puffs it up. I forgot to look at the clock, so this doesn't run too long. I always forget something. So there I've got all the bottom ones in. And see that bottom of that seat? It looks pretty darn good. There's a spot that could be helped a little bit. Push that one down a little bit. But anyways, I'm going to turn that back over. So now I've got the stuffing all in there. And I've still got an opening here that I can get fiber rush through. And I guess I was telling you before that usually I only go around 3 posts at a time. And, you know, a lot of the reason is that I don't lose control of how much slack I've got and such as that. And also, okay, I didn't quite get my whole loop through that time. I'm going to undo my twist tie that I'm holding the end of that with. See, there's my end. When I make those bundles, when I first make the bundle, when I make this circle here, when I first started, I put a twist tie on the end to hold this end. And then that's how big I make it. Anyways, when I go around the 3 sides, and now even though I got that cardboard in there, I can still do this job. Still got to keep it neat. Got to keep these inside corners good. But one of the main reasons why I do three corners is so there's my clamp. I just get done with my 3 corners. I take my clamp off, I move it to here, and then I'm ready to go again. Where if I did 4 corners, I would get to a certain place where my clamp would be in the way of me doing the weaving, and I would have to take the clamp off, then do the weaving, then put the clamp back on. I don't want to do that. So I just do three posts at a time. Okay, I've got a little bit of string left. So I'm going to get around 1 more corner. But that set me up just where I want to be. To tie on that new hank or that new piece of string there. Put my thing back there. So here's the end of my line there. I can't get around this corner. Now I always want to tie my knot. You know, I always want to put these strings, when I tie them together, I always want that knot to be completely hidden under this part, not even be able to see it on the bottom. So anyways, you'll notice that there's more space between here than there is here. So it doesn't matter. I could put the knot here or here, but I would sort of rather put it right here where there's more space. So anyways, I'm just going to make a U in that string right there, and that's where I'm going to make a square knot. I'm taking the end of this other piece, and I could just make a U in it, right? But that just confused me. to confuse myself. Don't even know how to tie a square knot. There we go. Whew. There we go. Oh man. I just had one of those moments where I just completely forgot how to do what I was trying to do. But there, I got a square knot in there, and I got it pretty much in the middle of this space right there. And you notice I got this long end sticking out here and a little bit of an end here. But I'm going to cut them off with just a little bit of extra. And after I do a wrap or two, maybe even I could do it right now, I can stick that in down underneath. Don't want to go in that side. I'm going to flip this chair over. Maybe you'll be able to see what's going on. But see, I could get that one in right there. But this one here didn't want to go in. It's too tight with the cardboard. I'm going to stuff it in with this pair of pliers. Stuffing that end in right there. There, got that in there. And that one will go in there. And those I'll have to make sure that I get those right after I make a wrap or two. Make sure they're under in there, not sticking out somehow. But so this is a very small bundle. And the reason I'm doing this small bundle is because when I go to do the very end of this, I don't make a bundle because this hole here in the middle gets too small and you just have to thread every piece through and run it through. And if that piece is too long, it's just aggravating to string that through so long. So I want to kind of use up some of this space right now while I can still get a little bundle like this through without just stringing out the whole 20 or 30 yards of it. And so it's a little bit more tedious to get this little bundle through here now, but it's worth it in the long run. Because I don't want to have a 40-yard long piece that I'm stringing through. I want the piece to be more like 20 or 25 yards. And it's coming up in the middle. Always coming up in the middle. Coming up in the middle, hang that up. Oh, that string fell out. There, getting it back in the right place. Now maybe. That string, I said that string, it's the end, that little end piece, that little tail coming off of the knot. I'm trying to get it hid on the bottom of the chair. Don't want it sticking out somewhere. And then one of the other criteria I'm thinking about, is the size of this hole here. How small can I make it before I start on that last piece of fiber rush and still have enough room to tie the knot, the knot that holds the two pieces together, and have that knot be, properly hidden and not too close. So anyways, there's a sort of a sweet spot where you can still do that. My spool here is getting a little bit messed up. Not too bad though. So one of the things about making these chair seat like this is, well, how long does it take? I think, and it's been a long time since I've actually just sat right down and did one, straight away in one go. But I think it takes me about 3 hours to make one of these seats, to weave one of these seats. It's not fast. It's just, kind of busy work. I call it busy work. I'm keeping these pieces pulled tight, pulled tight. Now that reminds me right now, okay, see here I'm got my clamp, moving my clamp from there to there. Another thing is if you just always clamped in the exact same place every single time when you came around, you would have a big dent in your fiber rush right there where you clamp, 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 where if you do it in 4 different places, you don't have that so bad. You don't have a big mark. Okay, I'm trying to keep all these lines in line with each other, or parallel. And I'm going to flip this over just to see if that end is doing sort of the way I want it to do down here. I'm going to do a little bit of something right there. Pushing that in a little bit. I don't know where that came from. Okay, turn this back over. Okay, here's something. This is a piece of this fiber rush that's unraveled. That's what it looks like. It's a piece of paper that's been just twisted up into this thing here. And if you get some of this, you can untwist it yourself if you want to. But anyways, this is twisted up pretty tight. Some people use this stuff to kind of do, I think they make little flowers and stuff out of that. Make bouquets and stuff. Anyways, another thing I wanted to tell you is that this book here, Make a Chair from a Tree, Introduction to Working Green Wood, John Alexander. This is where I originally got the idea to do the seat the way I do it. And I don't know where the page is. Slats, seats. But anyway, somewhere in this book, right there, is, and there's another page. This is where, I made those loops with the string. This is where I got the idea to use those loops with the string. Now in here he says he uses the rush for the loops. But I don't do that because if he used rush, it would take up a whole spot on the thing there and not make the weave look right. There would be it wouldn't be a corner right there for that one strand. And so anyways, I use that string. The string just disappears underneath there.